One headline. Another headline is Proposition 1. We have some numbers on that. We can get your opinion on the early numbers for that. That's a big one, of course. It needs 50% plus one to pass. It would allow the state to borrow $6.4 billion to pay for 10,000 new mental health treatment beds and overhaul California's 20-year-old law that funds mental health services with a tax on millionaires. Governor Newsom facing some critics in this, but right now it is super tight as expected, Marley.
It is because there's been a lot of talk about whether or not this is a good thing to do. I mean, of course, when you look at it for the basics, that what it is, okay, well, yes, we want to put more into mental health because obviously we need mental health services to be boosted up. We need mental health beds to be available for people. But when people start talking about where that money is going to come from, who's going to lose out on getting that money, and also, well, are we taking money away from services and putting it into beds?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's one other piece about this that hasn't been talked about much, and that's the fact that the state's facing a $73 billion budget deficit. And when that happens, voters get nervous, okay? They're like, more bonds? Wait a minute, don't we like $70 billion in the red? And guys, I really think that's been part of it. The narrative over the last few weeks, these numbers are going to shock some people. I mean, this is almost dead even right now. This was expected to pass easily when it was first put on the ballot. And I think tonight this also is showing us that this primary electorate we're seeing right now, both in those Garvey numbers and these Prop 1 numbers, is definitely skewing more conservative, more Republican than people would have anticipated.
Could some of that be, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Could some of that be because of where people are standing with Governor Newsom right now? He's been the one who spearheaded Prop 1. Could it be because of him losing support that we might not see this pass through then? Right.
Well, we certainly know that his numbers have been tailing off. I mean, his approval numbers have been sinking. There's no question about that. That's objectively true. And he has been the chief spokesperson for this and the one calling for it. And of course, as himself said, we've got to do more with homelessness in California.